Marhaban, ahlan wa sahlan bikum. Welcome again to our Gateway to Arabic series. With me, Dr. Imran Hamza Alawiye. Today's lesson is going to be from page 58 of our book 5. And the topic is learning the rules and regulations, many of them, many, governing how to use 11 and 12 in Arabic. What is number 11 in Arabic? Number 11 in Arabic is made of 1 plus 10, not and 10, plus 10. So we have ahada, ashara, and that is a masculine version. Ahada, we didn't say wahid, we say ahada, ashara. The feminine version is ihda instead of ahada. Ihda ashrata instead of ashara. Okay, let's put it in a sentence so we can get some rules out of it. How do we say 11 men attended the lesson? We'll say hadara, and that's a verb to attend. Ahada ashara rajulan ad-darsa. Rajulan is man, ad-darsa means lesson. Hadara ahada ashara rajulan darsa. 11 men attended the lesson. And 11 women attended the lesson would be hadarat, that's a verb to attend, feminine version. Hadarat ihda ashrata imra'atan ad-darsa. Imra'atan means women in this case. So 11 women attended the lesson. حضرت إحدى عشرة امرأة الدرس. What are the rules that we can extract from these sentences? Number 1, you will see that when we said 11 men attended the lesson, we use masculine version of number 1 and the masculine version of number 10. We said ahada ashara. Hadara ahada ashara rajulan ad-darsa. But when we said 11 women attended the lesson, we use feminine version of number 1 and feminine version of number 10. حضرت إحدى عشرة امرأة الدرس. So we get from this the rule saying العدد أحد عشرة يوافق المعدود بجزئيه. The 11 would be the same gender of the item being counted. In both the 1 and the 10, they must match the item you are counting. So once I said ahada ashara, I must count masculine. Which I say ihda ashrata, I must be counting feminine. Okay, what's other rules? The other rules is when you look at the ashara, the 10 part of the masculine version, you will see that the sheen is carrying fatha. Ahada ashara. Whereas in the feminine, the sheen of number 10 is carrying sukun. We say ihda ashrata. That's other rules. Very subtle, but it's very necessary. What other rules? Let's have a look at the the first version, which is ahada ashara. We said rajulan. Rajulan here, we said it's a singular and it's mansub, meaning accusative, carrying 2 fatha. The same thing in the when we were counting 11 women, we said imra'atan, and that's a mufrad mansub as well. It is singular and is accusative, carrying 2 fatha. So the rules is when you are counting items, once you reach number 11, from 11 to 99, the item that you are counting must remain singular mansub, meaning 2 fatha on it. And that's why we said rajulan and imra'atan here. Brilliant. So حضر 11 رجلا الدرس and حضرت 11 امرأة الدرس. The last rule is this. Both set of the numbers making up 11, you will see they are carrying fatha. Ahada, that's fatha on the dal. Ashara, that's fatha on the ra. In the feminine, ihda, that's fatha as well. And ashrata, and that's fatha on the ta as well. Which means the rule saying number 11, they must be indeclinable, meaning fatha fatha, regardless of the position of number 11 within the sentence. It remains indeclinable. In Arabic it's called مبني. يعني يكون العدد 11 مبنيا على الفتح بجزئيه الأول والثاني مهما كان موقعه من الإعراب في الجملة, regardless of its position within the sentence. What do we mean by that? Because 11 may be sometimes nominative, marfu'a. For instance, if it is the subject of the verb, fa'il, such as one we just said, حضر 11 رجلا الدرس. 11 here is nominative, it's marfu'a, and yet it's still carrying fatha fatha. And حضرت 11 امرأة الدرس, again the 11 here as well in the feminine version, it is in position of nominative marfu'a, and it's still carrying fatha fatha. So it must be. Now let's give example of when it is object, for instance, مفعول به. If I say, oh, I taught 11 men Arabic, I will say درست, and that is verb to teach. درست 11 رجلا العربية. And I taught 11 women Arabic. درست 11 امرأة العربية. So it remains the same fatha fatha. And even the genitive, when it's majroor, is still the same. Such as, I sat with 11 men in the library. جلست, that means I sat. جلست مع 11 رجلا في المكتبة. And I sat with 11 women in the library would be جلست مع 11 امرأة في المكتبة. And that is the rules. Yes, and this is for those who really want to know the in and out of the anatomy of these numbers. Yes, and it's good for your brain. Believe me, it's good for the brain. Okay, now let's look at number 12 then. Number 12 also is made up of two numbers, 2 plus 10. Let's look at the masculine version and the feminine version. The masculine version, 12 men will be ithna, and that stands for ithnani. Noun is removed because of the idafa construct. So we say ithna ashara rajulan. Ithna, and that's masculine. Here it is in, if I want to use it in nominative for it, I will say hadara ithna ashara rajulan ad-darsa. 12 men attended the lesson. So ithna ashara here is in the nominative case. It is marfu'a, but yurfa bil alif. That ithna, that is alamat al-rafu here. Okay, and 12 women attended the lesson would be hadarat ithnata, and that's standing for ithnatani. Noun is gone. Ithnata ashrata imra'atan ad-darsa. 12 women attended the lesson. Now look at the ashara part of the number 12. They are agreeing with the item that we are counting. We said in the masculine, hadara ithna ashara, and that's masculine. Rajulan ad-darsa. Feminine, we say ithnata, hadarat ithnata ashrata. Again, that's feminine to match imra'atan ad-darsa. Because number 12, number 10, you may remember last lesson, if number 10 standing alone would be opposite in gender. If you want to say 12, 10 men, that, as we learned last time, will be, you use feminine number. You say asharatu rijalin, asharatu rijalin. And 10 women would be ashru nisa'in, for instance. So that's made 10 women. Right. So, but when in the compound, which is adad al-murakkab, the 10 now becomes, the same gender as the item you are counting. In a sense, number 10 has two rules. Standing alone, that would be opposite in gender, and part of the adad al-murakkab will be of the same gender. Right. I hope that's clear. I hope so. Yes. Okay. That's nominative. Now, let's look at what about if you want to say, I taught 12 men Arabic. I'll say darastu, as I taught, ithnay instead of ithnaini, because now in the accusative we are making it mansub by using the ya. Yani yunsab a b aliyah. So darastu ithnay ashara rajulan al-arabiyya. And I taught 12 women would be darastu ithnatay instead of ithnatayni, ithnatay ashrata imra'atan al-arabiyya. When it's in the genitive, and like you have preposition before it, it's still the same. So we say jalastu, I sat, ma'a, with, ithnay ashara rajulan fil maktabati. I sat with 12 men in the library, and I sat with 12 women in the library would be jalastu ma'a ithnatay ashrata imra'atan fil maktabati. Yes, that, just revise it. It's in the book as well, book 5. And I hope this explanation will help along for you to do your exercises in the book. So this is a brief analysis of the rules governing how to use number 11 and number 12 when you are speaking or writing the modern standard Arabic. Okay, so for those of you who just want to learn, I just want to learn numbers to count, that's no problem. That's usually a straightforward affairs. At some point we do that straightforward affairs as well, but we are following book 5. All right, next time inshallah we're going to now move to analysis of the rules governing how to use number 13 all the way to number 19, inshallah. That still be the adad al-murakkab or compound numbers. So I'll see you then, inshallah. In the meantime, please do revise your studies for me. Revisit this video several times so you can get idea of what is going on. Okay, thank you and see you next time, inshallah. مع السلامة إلى اللقاء في أمان الله.